CNBC reports that congressional leaders meet on stimulus relief and government funding as deadline looms. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy are set to meet on Tuesday to discuss government funding and the next stimulus bill. But Congress is running out of time to avoid a government shutdown and send another round of aid to Americans. Congressional leaders have so far failed to craft a plan that could get through both chambers of a divided Congress. McConnell told reporters, "We are not leaving here without a stimulus package. It's not going to happen. We're going to stay here until we get a stimulus package done, no matter how long it takes." Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your news report and second stimulus check update. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell so you never miss all the newest and most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check information. Let's get this video to 5,000 likes if you think that Congress needs to pass more stimulus relief. My message to our politicians in Congress is to pass the stimulus. The good, hard-working American people need stimulus help now. There's no time to waste. Unemployment benefits are set to expire the day after Christmas. The least Congress can do is pass more stimulus. If you agree, then leave a comment down below saying, "I agree."
He's devoted himself to public service for many years.
Well, joining me now on the phone is Bloomberg Senate reporter Stephen Dennis. Stephen, I want to start with the breaking news that we're learning about this bipartisan group set to meet later today to discuss stimulus. Does it look like stimulus will happen by the end of the year?
I think it's getting much more likely. Speaker Pelosi is inviting Mitch McConnell and the other leaders to her office at 4 p.m. to discuss the year-end spending bills, including the stimulus package. And the Democrats seem to be coming around to the idea of punting on most of the state and local money they want, in addition to punting on the liability protections for businesses that the Republicans have been demanding since April. And, that does seem to be a way to get a bridge to next year for the new Biden administration. There is kind of a question here of what does Trump do? He's clearly not happy when Republicans say he lost the election, and now you have Mitch McConnell saying he lost the election. So we'll see if that has any
According to CNBC, the top 4 congressional leaders are set to meet Tuesday to strike a stimulus deal to fund the government and to fund the government. House Speaker Pelosi set up the meeting with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy as Congress runs out of time to address the issues of not passing more stimulus relief. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, who spoke to Pelosi on the phone for more than an hour on Tuesday, is expected to call into the huddle among the congressional leaders. The meeting marks the most significant effort yet for the 4 leaders to come together and negotiate on a bipartisan stimulus package that could get through a divided Congress. Absent congressional action, government funding will lapse Saturday, and 12 million people will lose unemployment benefits the day after Christmas. But still, Mitch McConnell holds hope for the American people. Mitch McConnell told reporters on Tuesday, "We're not leaving here without a stimulus package. It's not going to happen. We're going to stay here until we get a stimulus package done, no matter how long it takes."
And Dick Durbin, the number 2 Senate Democrat yesterday, said that there's no excuse for Pelosi and McConnell not to move that package, which includes hundreds of billions for small businesses and vaccines and all kinds of other aid, and but leaves some of the tougher issues that have sort of been stumbling blocks for months for another day.
So, Stephen, I want to make sure I understand this correctly. What you're saying is that even if potentially Republicans and Democrats do reach some sort of agreement when it comes to stimulus, if the president isn't happy with it for any reason, he could derail it, right?
I mean, I think that that's always a risk with Trump, is even when he has negotiators negotiating for him, until he's actually signed it, the Capitol sort of holds its collective breath, and now you've got a potentially even more unstable situation where he is intent on staying in office.
But Congress has failed for months to send new assistance. The pandemic leaves millions of Americans scrambling to find a meal and pay their rent, according to CNBC. The imminent expiration of financial lifelines and a weakening economy will negatively affect millions of Americans across the country. A rank-and-file bipartisan group of senators and representatives have played a role in pushing congressional leaders closer to crafting a relief package. The lawmakers released a plan on Monday that will put more than $700 billion into small business loans, unemployment insurance, vaccine distribution, education, and rental assistance.
Package, and that they can come to some kind of broader deal in the next 24 hours. You know, it takes a deal happening either late tonight or tomorrow in order to have it pass both chambers by Friday, which is the deadline, to keep the government open. And senators and House members want to get out of town for the holidays and come back January 3rd with a new Congress. So there's a lot of motivation. Those Christmas jet fumes tend to make things move a lot faster in this final, what they hope is the final week.
Yeah, and I think for many Americans, it can't come soon enough as Americans continue to struggle and face deadlines at the end of the year for aid that has happened but will dry up. I want to talk about Mitch McConnell's words earlier today.
Negotiators in the group urged their party leaders to pass a bill outright, or at least use it as a template for a final agreement. According to CNBC, it would extend the pandemic-era jobless benefits programs, keeping 12 million people afloat, and also add a $300 per week federal unemployment supplement for 16 weeks. It would also keep a federal eviction moratorium in place for another month through January 31st, and extend federal student loan forbearance through April 1st. Pelosi and Schumer are calling for money for state and local governments, which they claim are essential to preserving public sector jobs. When asked Tuesday afternoon if he would still push for the aid during the meeting among congressional leaders, Schumer told reporters, "I'm not going to get into negotiations in any way that will occur." Despite the disagreements, congressional leaders have insisted that they will not leave for the holidays without approving any emergency aid package. They hope to tie relief provisions to a government spending bill, which appropriators could release as soon as Tuesday. McConnell said, "It is still my hope that Congress will reach an omnibus funding agreement to keep the government running through September 30th, 2021.
Harder for, if not impossible, for Trump's continuing sort of band of supporters to sort of pretend the election isn't over. The courts have rejected him and his cases over and over again. The Supreme Court dismissed the Texas case without even hearing it. And in order to dispute the electors in Congress, you would need both.
With that being said, folks, that is all the news in today's video. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. On this channel, I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check updates. So be sure to subscribe and click the bell, everybody. Thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, have a great day.